So I'm on the Tunisian island of Djerba. It's got a very interesting history because this behind me is a Turkish bath. So we've got an Ottoman history here because in the early 1500s, this island, this Tunisian island, was under the occupation of Spanish, Maltese, Italian and other Christian knights. So the local Arabic people and the local Muslims, the local Berbers and Numidians and everybody else, they're all living under Catholic occupation. So a Turkish pirate, an Ottoman admiral, his name was Turgut Reis, he came here, he had a big battle, there were thousands of people fighting, and then obviously the Ottomans, they won. They beat the Spanish, mainly Spanish force. They sunk a load of ships, and as a result, they built a load of Turkish baths for the local Arab people to clean themselves in. So this is the Turkish bath. Let's have a look. There we go, Turkish bath. Wow, very interesting. It's a really old one. It's about 500 years old, this building. Let's see if we can go inside. Oh, hello. I can go inside? Sorry? Fam? For women?
Wait.
Oh, for women, alright. It's a women's one. Sorry. But he nearly went in the women's one. Because she's basically trying to speak French. She said femme or femme or whatever she said. And that means women in French, I remember. So it's a women's Turkish bath. So let's have a look anyway, let's have a look round. Instead of going in the women's bath. So we go like this. I think I'm on the roof. I just decided to come on the roof. Wow. I don't think I'm supposed to be up here, but it's really interesting to see anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed on the roof of this women's 500 years old Turkish bath on the Tunisian island of Djerba, but I've come on the roof anyway because the architecture is well nice. Like, look at this, it's all painted white. They got these dome roofs, and just it's very interesting, this architecture. I really like it. Like, as you can see, it's very old. It's about 500 years old. It's in the old original Ottoman style with Arabic and local Berber influences, because the Berber people are basically the indigenous of Tunisia, and they're also called the Amazigh. So as you can see, these architectural elements here, these are like Amazigh Berber traditional chimneys. They're chimneys, they are. Building is now a restaurant cafe, but by the style of it, I believe it would have been an old caravanserai. So I think this would have been made in the Ottoman times as a place where they had the camels and where they had the horses. So you got some Ottoman mosaic here. Definitely an old caravanserai. Okay. So as you can see, this centre area with the trees in the middle, it almost looks as if it's on the Greek island of Rhodes, or maybe even one of the Aegean coastal cities of Bodrum in Turkey, or it could even be Marmaris. You can see though, you got the trees in the middle, the buildings around. is a very Turkish Ottoman style of city planning. Central area, cafes in the middle, trees, buildings and balconies surrounding. It feels very Turkish. Wow, look at this. Some street art. Wow, these are beautiful. Nice pictures. This is all in Arabic. Find your name. So somebody's name is in that. These are the alleys of Djerba, the Mediterranean island in Tunisia, North Africa. It's got some more old buildings here, street art again. Oh, it feels a lot like Greece or Turkey. It's got that Aegean Sea vibe to it, or Aegean, however you want to call it. It's just the same as Bodrum or Marmaris. It's just like Turkey. It's almost the same. So you got a very, very Turkish building here. It says on the side there, Gazi Mustafa. And then, just across, you got a very Spanish looking Catholic church. But they're not Spanish anymore, so they're Arabic speaking Catholics. They are Tunisian Catholics, but they would have been the descendants of the old Spanish people that were living here, that got took over by the Ottomans. The Ottomans would have made them change the language to the language of the local people. So it says here, it was established in 1848 by the Maltese and Italian communities on the island. One of the last churches still used nowadays in Djerba. So I said Spanish, but it's Maltese and Italian. But the Maltese and Italians, they did live with the Spanish because they all lived together before the Ottomans defeated them. So this island had Spanish, Maltese and Italian communities on it. It still does. Yeah, you got the very Turkish feeling architecture with this central square. And you got a mosque here. This old mosque with the old minaret. Probably around 500 years old. That minaret seems very Ottoman. It's like a small Ottoman minaret. Just feels like Turkey. Really does. My head's fucked, mate. I feel like crying like an old man. Everywhere I go, I'm reminded by her. Got Turkish mosques. Very Turkish central areas. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's like Izmir. Got it, mate. Everywhere I go, I'm just reminded, Bessie. It's like Turkish markets, Turkish cafes, Turkish mosque, fucking Turkish baths, Turkish fucking everything. I'm in Tunisia. I miss her. I'm reminded of her all the time. Up here, this architecture on the top, it's very Berber. It seems very Amazigh. This is the Houmt Souk. So you got an old marketplace here. So the Berbers, the local tribes, they would have all came in here selling all the stuff that they had. Today it's all modern and, you know, a little bit antique and classic, touristy stuff. Oh, this is for tourists, really. Some of it's original, but a lot of it's just souvenirs. But it is beautiful. This is the way that they lived for hundreds and hundreds of years. So yeah, this is Djerba, the Tunisian island with the Hamza there. A lot of cultural influences on this island. These beautiful balconies like this, look at that. So there's a lot of obviously Arabic influences, Berber influences, Amazigh I should say, Turkish influences. Look at that. Old Carthaginian, Phoenician, Punic influences. So many civilizations have had the mark here. Spanish, Maltese, Italians. Loads of different civilizations have all contributed to the culture of Djerba. Look at this. It's beautiful. Loads of cafes that are really nice everywhere. Beautiful restaurants. It feels a little bit like Zanzibar in a way, because it's an island with a lot of Arabic influence. You got the Arabic writing obviously there, and then on the stairs you got the Turkish tiles. See these Turkish tiles here in the Ottoman style. So it feels very Arabic, feels very Turkish, feels a little bit Greek. Feels a bit Italian, feels a bit French, feels a bit Maltese. Obviously flags very similar to the Turkish flag. And over here, it feels like Zanzibar, feels very African as you go over there. Because remember, we're in Africa, we're in North Africa. So here we have an Ottoman Turkish graveyard. You can definitely see that it's Ottoman Turkish because you see these are the headstones. So they're meant to be shaped like a turban, and that is in the Ottoman Turkish style. So these are obviously the sarcophagus. There would have been people buried in each one of these. Possibly men. I believe this is a men's graveyard because the looks of these turbans would be for men. There we go. This is a Turkish graveyard. And you got a beautiful, very North African looking mosque over here. This minaret is completely different to all the other minarets because that's in the old North African style. So behind me we've got an Ottoman Turkish graveyard. So this is a cemetery for Ottoman Turkish people, probably from around 500 years ago. You can see here, this is a turban. So this is a headstone that's shaped like a turban. One of them things that they wear on their heads. So you can tell that it's an Ottoman Turkish graveyard because that is Ottoman architecture there. This dome here, and these are obviously Ottoman Turkish turbans. And these are sarcophaguses. So this is an Ottoman Turkish graveyard. There would have been admirals, normal people, soldiers. So the Ottoman Turkish soldiers and all the other different important people would have been buried here. And they probably still are buried here because you can see that the sarcophaguses are still there. And there's turbans on each of them. So yeah, very interesting. Ottoman Turkish graveyard on the Tunisian island of Djerba. Wow. This is the mosque. There's a minaret. Oh, people going in to pray. It's very nice. So I believe here is the remains of an old destroyed church. See by the architecture on the side, this is surely the remains of a church, and it's now a dumping ground for rubbish. So they're chucking all the trash. I'm going to have a look round there. I'm not arsed, the floor's a bit dirty. I'm going to have a look round. I'm going to see if it is a church, because I do believe, like, look at this rubbish everywhere. Disgusting. Horrible. And I think they've done that on purpose. I think they've used this place as a rubbish ground because they know it was a church. That was a church, I know it. I know about the architecture and I know about culture. I think this is an old church. There's a lot of stray dogs everywhere, obviously eating dirty food out of the rubbish. Let's have a look at the remains of this. Look at this. Is it a church? Is it an old broken church? There's a lot of clothes in here. I think homeless people might have been staying in here. There's no pictures of Jesus or anything, but it's surely a broken old church. I know it is. Now it's just a dumping ground. It's a mess. Not very nice at all that they've done that. Let's have a look at the side of here, see if the architecture's the same. Yeah, I think it was a church. You can see here on the roof as it's round a bit. This was a church. I don't know who would have built it though. Maybe it was an old Maltese church from the 1300s, 1400s. And then obviously the Ottomans took it over with the help of the Tunisian Arabs. And then they would have just left it broken. So yeah, what a shame. On the Tunisian island of Djerba in Houmt Souk, you got an old broken church that's being used as a dumping ground. It's a tip. That's what it is. They've used this old broken church as a place for a tip. They're just chucking all the rubbish here. What a shame. Looks to be what could be another one here. I don't know what these are, these buildings.